Welcome back everybody. Today is going to be a quick video showcasing the capabilities of an incredible feature in Unreal Engine, which is world alignment and the world aligned node in general. Over here, as you can see, I have set up two sets of the same planes on both sides. They're just a combination of different sized planes, and I have stuck on them the same material. And as you can see, they are not properly aligned and they are completely different. And this causes a problem because if you're making a wall, for example, and maybe like you're making a corridor or something like that, and the walls aren't the exact same sizes for one reason or another, if you try and put the exact same material on all the walls that are different sizes, you're going to run into an issue like this, where the texture is not properly sized. And instead of having to go through the pain of scaling each and every wall to properly align with each other and to seem like it's a seamless texture all through the whole wall, we can take advantage of this incredible node which is world aligned. So to start off, this is a material that I downloaded from Quixel, and the first thing that you want to do is first of all duplicate the material instance, and you can go ahead and rename it, but I'm just doing this as a quick showcase, so I'm not going to rename anything. You also want to create a new material, and then I'm going to open the original material because I want to know exactly which texture goes into which part of the material. So the first one goes into albedo, the second one goes into metallicness, and the third one goes into IRD, the fourth one goes into normal. After this, I'm going to open up the material that I just created, and I'm going to import all four textures as you can see here. Then I'm going to select all four of them, and I'm going to convert them into a texture object or a material object. After that, I'm going to right click and type in world aligned. I'm going to select world aligned texture, and then I'm going to duplicate it 4 times. Then I'm going to create another node which is called world aligned normal, and that's going to go for the normal map. You might be wondering why I created 4 world aligned texture nodes even though I'm going to only attach them to 3 textures. You're going to see that very soon. After that, I'm going to start connecting some of these nodes. I'm going to attach the normal node into the normal input into the material. Then I'm going to attach the second texture into the metallic node and the first one to the base color. Now into the third texture, I'm going to attach it twice to the world aligned node. And the reason that I split this texture into 2 different objects is because Unreal has this function where you can have multiple different maps in the same texture, but they will be stored on different colored channels. And what I mean by that is if you open up the original material instance and you go to the parent material, you're going to see that the third texture, which is ARD, is actually being split into 2 different channels, one the red and one green. The red one is going into the ambient occlusion and the green one is going into the roughness map. The way that we split this in our world aligned node is by creating something called component mask. And what component mask does is it takes an input, which is an image texture, and it only outputs one or multiple different color channels of that image texture. So we're going to create 2 mask component nodes, and we're going to make one of them only output the red channel and one of them will output the green channel. Then, same way that it's done in the original material, we're going to make the red one go into the ambient occlusion and the green one goes into the roughness map. And at this point we're pretty much done. Now if we go ahead and select the duplicated material instance, we can just go ahead and change the parent material to our new parent material that we just created. Then after we place that material onto our new planes, we're going to see that the tiling is very small to the point where it's almost unrecognizable. So the way that we fix this is actually pretty simple. We just go back into the material and we create a parameter. And the shortcut to creating a parameter is actually just holding S, the letter S key on your keyboard, and left clicking. I think this is actually a plugin that you need to enable. I can't remember its name, but you can just Google it and you will find the plugin to enable to be able to have the shortcut at your disposal. So just hold down the S key and left click and you will get this parameter node. Rename it into scale and just attach it into the texture size input. Then save, and now open up the material instance. You will see this new scale parameter that you just created, and you can just edit it on the fly. Over here I decided to place it at 1000, and you will see now that it is almost the same size as the original material. Now if you take a look, the difference is quite astonishing. This node is absolutely incredible because no matter how different the shape or the size or the placement, it will always look seamless. And one of the things that I absolutely love about this feature in Unreal Engine is it gets rid of overlap completely. Over here you see that when I make these two planes overlap, it doesn't cause any glitching or flickering. It's completely unnoticeable. While on this original material, if you overlap the planes, you will see really bad flickering going on. So not only is it a pain to scale each and every plane to make it look seamless, it's also a pain because you need to properly place every wall so that it doesn't overlap, because then you will get this flickering and glitching going on. But with this one, you can place them however you want, at whatever size you want, in whatever place you want, and they will always look as if they are just one mesh completely. Another cool thing you can actually do is, if you have something protruding out of the texture that you want to also have the same texture, it will also look seamless with that different object. So over here, if I just put the world aligned material on this landscape that I have, and I just add to it a sphere and I overlap it, it's important to note that when the sphere is lifted up high enough, it will actually start breaking down. So you shouldn't really have something protruding up super high, but if it is low enough, you will actually be able to get it to look completely seamless, like you see over here. It just looks like it's exactly part of the mesh. That's just make sure that it is not protruding upward too much. So yeah, this is pretty much the whole video. I just wanted to put this here because I actually used this node in my previous video when I was making the Gothic church, and I just thought that you should know something like that because it's not actually very well known in the space I've found. If you learn something new, a like would be very much appreciated, and a subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. Please comment down below if you want me to teach you anything else. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.